Unit 1, Meaning and Nature of Psychology and Social Psychology. Psychology is the scientific study of the mind and behavior. It seeks to understand how people think, feel, and act, and why they do the things they do. Psychology is a broad field that encompasses many different areas, including clinical psychology. This area focuses on the diagnosis and treatment of mental, emotional, and behavioral disorders. Second, cognitive psychology. This area studies how people think, learn, and remember. Third, developmental psychology. This area studies how people grow and change throughout their lifespan. 4. Personality psychology. This area studies individual differences in personality traits and behaviors. 5. Social psychology. This area studies how people think, feel, and behave in social situations. The nature of psychology is complex and multifaceted. It is both a science and an art. As a science, psychology uses empirical methods to collect data and test hypotheses. As an art, psychology requires creativity and intuition to understand the complexities of the human mind. The scope of psychology is vast and ever growing. Psychologists work in a variety of settings, including hospitals, clinics, schools, workplaces, and research institutions. They provide therapy, conduct research, consult with organizations, and develop policies. Here are some of the key things to know about psychology. It is a scientific field that uses empirical methods to study the mind and behavior. It is a broad field that encompasses many different areas of study. It is both a science and an art. It has a wide range of applications in many different settings. Next is educational psychology. Educational psychology is the intersection of psychology and education. It applies psychological principles and research to understand how people learn and how learning can be facilitated. In simpler terms, it's the study of how people learn and how to teach them most effectively. Scope. The scope of educational psychology is broad and covers various aspects of learning and teaching. Learning processes. This includes memory, attention, motivation, problem solving, and cognitive development. Individual differences. Educational psychology recognizes that learners differ in their learning styles, pace, and preferences. It explores how to cater to these differences. Instructional methods. Different teaching strategies are studied to understand their effectiveness for different subjects and learner types. Classroom management. This includes motivation, discipline, and creating a positive learning environment. Assessment and evaluation. Educational psychologists develop and use tools to measure student learning and inform teaching practices. Social and emotional learning. This focuses on fostering students' social and emotional skills for academics and personal success. Limitations. While educational psychology provides valuable insights, it also has some limitations. Individual complexity. It can be challenging to apply general principles to individual learners due to their unique experiences and development. Limited research. Not all areas of education have extensive research, and findings may not always be conclusive. Contextual sensitivity. Effective teaching methods may vary depending on factors like culture, class size, and teacher student dynamics. Ethical considerations. Balancing research methods with student well being requires careful considerations. Overall, educational psychology offers a valuable lens to understand and improve learning experiences, but it's crucial to acknowledge its limitations and adopt its findings to specific contexts and individual needs. Third, methods of the study learner behavior, introspection, observation, experimental, case study. First, we will see what are the methods of studying learner behavior. Understanding how learners behave is crucial for improving educational practices. Various methods offering insights into different aspects of the learning processes, each with its advantages and limitations. Here is a closer look at the four of your mentioned areas. First, introspection. Description. Learners report their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences during learning. Advantages. Provides direct access to internal states, helpful for understanding individual perspectives. Limitations. Subjective, biased by self awareness, limited to conscious experiences. Second, observation. Description. Researcher systematically observes learners' behavior and interactions in natural or controlled settings. Advantages. Objective data on overt behaviors allows studying group dynamics and classroom interactions. Limitations may not capture internal states. Observer bias possible. Context dependent may alter learner behavior. Third, experiment. Description manipulates variables, example teaching methods, and measures their impact on learning outcomes under controlled conditions. Advantages. Strongest for establishing casual relationships, high control over variables, allows testing specific hypotheses. Limitations. Artificial setting may not generalize to real classrooms. Ethical considerations regarding manipulating variables. Fourth, case study. Description. In depth examination of a single learner or small group, exploring their learning experiences and influences. Advantages. Rich qualitative data captures individual nonsenses and contextual factors. Limitations. Not generalizable, difficult to draw casual conclusions, time consuming, and resource intensive. Now, about choosing the right method. The best method depends on the research questions, available resources, and desired level of control and generalizability. Combining methods, example observing learners and then interviewing them, can provide a more complete picture. Additional methods. Beyond these four, other methods in educational psychology include surveys, questionnaires, psychological measures, and technological tools like eye tracking. Remember, no single method is perfect, and it's important to consider the strengths and limitations of each when interpreting results and improving learning experiences. Fourth, Use of educational psychology. Educational psychology's applications are extensive and impact various aspects of the learning processes. Here are some key areas where it plays a crucial role for educators: designing effective lesson plans, understanding learning styles, motivation, and cognitive development helps teachers tailor their instruction to cater to individual and group needs. Creating engaging learning environments, applying knowledge of classroom management, social emotional learning, and environmental psychology fosters a positive and productive learning atmosphere. Assessing student learning, utilizing different assessment techniques aligned with learning objectives, enables teachers to evaluate progress and adjust instruction accordingly. Identifying and supporting struggling learners, recognizing learning difficulties and utilizing personalized interventions based on psychological principles facilitates support for diverse learners. Promoting a growth mindset, encouraging positive self belief, intrinsic motivation, and perseverance aligns with psychological research on effective learning strategies. For curriculum developers, designing engaging and accessible learning materials, incorporating principles of cognitive development, memory, and attention to ensure materials are age appropriate and intellectually stimulating. Promoting critical thinking and problem solving skills, integrating strategies that encourage higher order thinking skills, prepares students for real world challenges. Addressing individual differences, recognizing and catering to diverse learning styles, cultural backgrounds, and abilities creates inclusive learning opportunities. For policymakers and school administrators, developing effective educational policies, utilizing research on factors influencing learning outcomes to inform policy decisions, resource allocations, and school structure, promoting positive school climate and culture, implementing strategies based on social emotional learning principles to create a safe, supportive, and inclusive learning environment. Evaluating the effectiveness of educational programs, employing research methods to assess the impact of programs and interventions on student learning and well being. Beyond these specific areas, educational psychology impacts many other aspects of the learning experience, including parent teacher communication, understanding child development and family dynamics helps build productive relationships for supporting students. Technology integration, implementing educational technology tools based on their potential to enhance learning and address student needs. Lifelong learning, promoting self directed learning skills and a positive attitude towards learning throughout life. Remember, educational psychology is not a one size fits all solutions. Its application requires critical thinking, cultural sensitivity, and adaptation to specific contexts and individual needs. However, its principles offer valuable insights and tools to optimize learning experiences for all. Social psychology. Definition of social psychology: group behavior, group dynamics, and classification of groups. First, social psychology. Definition: The scientific study of how people's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are influenced by the presence, actual or imagined, of other people, focuses on understanding how social situations, group membership, and social norms affect individual behavior. Group behavior. Definition: the observable actions, thoughts, or feelings of a collection of people interacting with each other. Examines how individuals act differently in groups than they do alone, including conformity, group decision making, leadership, and intergroup conflict. Group dynamics. Definition: the study of the forces that affect the way groups function and evolve. Analyzes how individuals interact within a group, including communication, leadership, roles, norms, and decision making processes. Classification of groups. First, by formal versus informal. Formal, structured group with defined goals, roles, and leadership. Example: work teams, sport teams. Informal groups. Groups that emerge naturally based on shared interests or social connections. Example: friends group, online communities. Group classification by size: small group, large groups. Small groups typically under 20 individuals, allowing for close interaction and personal connections. Large groups: more than 20 individuals with less individual interaction and more focus on collective behavior. Classification of groups by goals: task oriented and social oriented. Task oriented, formed to achieve a specific goal. Example: project team, committee, etc. Social oriented, focused on social interaction and emotional connection. Example: friendship groups, support groups. Classification of group by duration: temporary, permanent. Temporary groups that exist for a limited time. Example: project teams, juries. Permanent groups that exist for an extended period or indefinitely. Example: families, religious groups. Now remember, these classifications are not always clear cut, and some groups may fit into multiple categories. Analyzing groups through these lenses can offer valuable insights into their dynamics and behaviors. Second, characteristics of group tools to study classroom dynamics, sociometry, cumulative record observation. Studying classroom dynamics, tools, and characteristics. Understanding the complex interplay within a classroom is crucial for fostering a positive learning environment. Various tools and characteristics of groups help us delve into classroom dynamics. Tools: sociometry measures social relationships and connections within a group. Students choose classmates they prefer for different activities, revealing popularity, cliques, and social isolations. Cumulative record tracks a student's academic progress, behavior, and social development over time, provides valuable insights into individual needs and group interactions. Observation: systematic observation of classroom interactions and behaviors using structured or unstructured methods, captures non-verbal cues, communication patterns, and group dynamics in real time. Second, group characteristics. Group cohesiveness. the strength of the bonds between group members and their desire to remain together. High cohesiveness can promote collaboration and motivation, but also foster exclusion of outsiders. Group norms, unspoken rules, and unexpectations that guide behavior within the group can be positive, example cooperation, respect, or negative, example cheating, bullying, etc. Leadership, the process of influencing and guiding a group towards shared goals, can be formal, example class president, or informal, example student who initiates activities. Communication, the flow of information and ideas within the group. Effective communication fosters understanding, collaboration, and conflict resolution. Roles, the behaviors and responsibilities expected of individual members within the group can be assigned, example, leader, recorder, or emerge naturally. Choosing the right tool, the most suitable tool depends on the specific aspect of classroom dynamics you want to explore. Consider factors like research questions. What do you want to learn about the group? Data collection feasibility. Consider time, resources, and student privacy. Ethical considerations. Ensure informed consent and data confidentiality. Remember, groups are dynamics and constantly evolving. No single tool provides a complete picture. Triangulation using multiple tools and perspectives strengthens understanding. By effectively utilizing these tools and understanding group characteristics, educators can gain valuable insights into their classrooms, fostering a more positive and productive learning environment for all. Third, meaning and importance of leadership, characteristics of leadership, training of leadership in school. Meaning and importance of leadership. Leadership refers to the ability to influence, motivate, and guide individuals or groups towards a common goal. It involves inspiring others. Leaders provide a vision and direction that energizes and unites people. Second, building trust. Effective leaders are honest, ethical, and reliable, fostering trust and a sense of security within the group. Third, promoting collaboration. Leaders create a climate where teamwork and cooperation are valued, leveraging the strengths of diverse individuals. Fourth, making decisions. Leaders analyze information, consider different perspectives, and make sound decisions that benefit the group. 5. Driving change. Leaders navigate challenges, adapt to new situations, and promote positive change within the organization. Leadership plays a crucial role in all aspects of life, including businesses. Effective leaders guide organizations towards success, motivating employees, and achieving goals. Education. Strong school leadership creates a positive learning environment, supports teachers, and promotes student achievements. Politics. Leaders shape policies and influence the direction of societies. Communities. Local leaders bring people together, solve problems, and advocate for positive change. Characteristics of effective leaders. While leadership styles vary, some common characteristics of effective leaders include vision. They have a clear and inspiring vision of what the group can achieve. Second, communication. They can communicate effectively, articulating their vision and motivating others. Third, empathy. They understand and respect the needs and perspectives of others. Fourth, integrity. They act ethically and with honesty, earning trust and respect. Fifth, resilience. They remain calm and adaptable in challenging situations. Delegation. They empower others and delegate tasks effectively. Lifelong learning. They are committed to continuous learning and development. Training leadership in schools. Schools play a vital role in nurturing future leaders. Various approaches can be taken to train leadership skills in students. First, formal programs, leadership classes, student government, and clubs provide structured learning opportunities. Second, project based learning. Collaborative projects allow students to practice leadership skills in real world scenarios. Third, mentorship. Connecting students with experienced leaders provides guidance and role models. Fourth, service learning. Engaging in community service helps students develop empathy, problem solving, and teamwork skills. Next, creating supportive environment, providing opportunities for student voice, responsibility, and feedback fosters leadership development. By understanding the meaning and importance of leadership, recognizing key characteristics, and implementing effective training programs in schools, we can empower future generations to become responsible, adaptable, and impactful leaders.